What's up, guys? Obviously, you got another Big Ten week, obviously, this week as we the first game after our bye week, looking to play Indiana. Indiana is a good football team. Got a couple conference wins under their belt. Coach Wilson's done a great job. Their defense is playing a lot better this year, so we've got a heck of a task ahead of us. The bye week's been good for us getting healthy offensively and getting back to some fundamentals, but we're looking forward to these guys and a chance to go win a Big Ten conference game at home.
Drew, we've heard a bunch of times you say that not every spread offense is the same. You guys want to run the ball out of your spread offense. That's what Indiana does. Is this kind of like a similar? Is this kind of like what you guys want to be?
Yes and no. From a production standpoint, I think you look at what they did these last couple of weeks. I think that anytime that you can rush the ball for over 400 yards, credit to those guys and what they did. Do we want to play the game fast at times? They play the game fast almost every single play. I don't know that we want to do that completely, sell out into that entirely. We do like to play the game fast at times, but we need to do the best for us this year. The best thing that has been for us is not always playing fast. It's been the combination of the two, slowing the game down and speeding it up at will. So yes and no. They do run a lot of the same. They run very similar concepts that we do. They do less motion things and things like that, but they do a good job. You do want production the way that they've had it, absolutely. And sometimes it comes a little bit different, but along the lines.
Coach, last week you had 8 different receivers against Minnesota, but what stood out is Richinho's arm strength, throwing the ball deep. Now that is a less effective pass, slow efficiency pass compared to short passes. Is there a way moving forward you look to incorporate longer passes into this offense, or is it something where you're going to see it in a certain defensive sub-package, they're prone to a long pass, and try to work those in that way?
Yeah, as an offensive guy and former quarterback, chunking it deep is awesome. Every quarterback and wide out, the first thing that is, hey, coach, are we going to throw the deep ball? I'm like, yeah, we're going to throw the deep ball. You look at us throughout the season, the big deal about throwing deep balls is you also got to come down with them. And we didn't come down with some of them early. And so if you start getting into 3-and-out scenarios, you got to find ways to stay on the field. So, with Gio in there, we completed a few deep balls down the field, which were good. And that's going to continue to progress. He feels more and more comfortable, I think, every single day, and it's something that we practice with those guys. And we want to take our shots when we have them. The one to Patton last week being a prime example. To be honest with you, it was a very similar throw and catch to the one that he had in Michigan, but we came down with the one in Minnesota, just not the one in Michigan. So, we want to keep pushing the envelope. Anytime that you can run the ball and attack the field vertically, you're going to have a pretty good chance, I think, to be successful offensively.
Coach, with Gio as a starter now, how much has he progressed maybe from film study, and is he getting a little extra work in there as well?
Yeah, Gio's he's great. He comes in on his own. He's generally either watched practice already, he's come back with some questions, or he's sitting down with us as an offensive staff, and he comes in there and takes notes, and while we're watching it too. So he does a great job of getting himself prepared. He does do a lot of extra. When he's got questions from watching it on his iPad, he texts them to me or calls me about them. He does a good job of preparing himself, and from that standpoint, really can't ask for much more from him. He does a great job.
Just to kind of follow up on that, Drew, how much does it help Gio going to this second start now that he had the first team reps before Minnesota? Obviously, he was a little limited last week, but had last week, this week, just 3 weeks basically of first team reps, which is really not something he had in the past.
really wasn't, and I think from the standpoint that everybody is a rep person. We talk about there's some people that are rep people, and there's some people that just intuitively start to understand. Everybody, to an extent, you have to start taking those reps, and when live bullets come out there, game reps are different than practice reps, and first team reps are different than second team reps, and so the fact that he's gotten more first team reps, and I think he got a game and a half now underneath his belt, I think his performance is going to continue to improve, and I think he's going to play better and better for us each week.
Coach, throughout the season, Jawan Harris has become progressively a more important part of this offense each week. Can you just comment what he brings? When he first came in, Janarian was still healthy, and then Janarian left, and you had to rearrange the not the system, but how the wide receivers are utilized. What specifically does he do best?
You look at Jawan, third, I think, or led the Big Ten or somewhere in that neighborhood in stolen bases, so he's got some speed on him. But I think more than just I don't think if you tested his 100-meter dash that he'd blow you away, but he's got great acceleration. He can get to his top-end speed. It doesn't make him slow by any stretch of the imagination, but the acceleration. Football is a game of acceleration. It's played in more often than not 20-yard bursts or less. So he's got great acceleration. He's got good change of direction and balance. The kid's a competitive kid, and especially for being as young as he is, he's filled that role very nicely. I think he's got great change of direction and a good understanding of what we're trying to do, I think, conceptually, not only in the run game, but also, more importantly, probably for him, depending on how you want to look at it, but in the pass game too. So I think for us, he provides he's run the ball for us. He's been out there obviously in a bunch of pass concepts. So he's very versatile for us, and I think that his game is going to continue to elevate and continue to improve. Especially, he's a redshirt freshman. So,
Drew, memory serves me correctly, there was quite a bit of two-back stuff with Goodwin and Hicks last game.
Yeah.
What was your takeaway from that set? Because I think that was the most we saw it. And if Martin plays, does he just take one of those spots? Can you still do that two-back stuff with Martin?
Yeah. Josh came in, and we wanted when Josh came back over from defense, we wanted him to find a way to make sure that we got that guy on the field and got him the ball and utilize him. He's a good player that's had previous success here, and so how can we get some of our better playmakers the ball and touches on the field? And I think that's something that we're going to continue to keep and continue to utilize. Rob and Goody are probably interchangeable from the personnel standpoint in the package. But Josh's role, I think, helps the two of those guys, I think, on the inside run as well, especially because he's had some good lateral presence for our run game and our pass game. So, definitely going to keep, I think, that. And that's actually something that Zach brought up today when we were out in practice. We need more of this, more of that. So, yeah, absolutely.
Backup quarterback, is that still ongoing competition?
I think so. And I hate saying that, to be honest with you. But body of work at practice right now, and if somebody is going to be ahead of the other one right now, great. If not, then, we're going to continue to give those guys reps until one person proves that they are, to be worthy, in all fairness to the rest of the guys on the team. And if not, we're going to find ways that the things that they can do well and be successful at.
As far as Tylen's development,
Knew this was coming.
is he still at the prom, or is he getting ready for the freshman mixer? Where do you see him right now?
Good question. He might be. We've gotten past the tie and the tie part. We're growing up a little bit. Tylen continues to develop. We've talked about his role, and I'd like to see him play, but situationally, we got to find the right fit for him. I got asked a couple times about the third down play they went in Minnesota, and just we wanted to find something that he could do in that scenario and run the ball fast. He's a vertical runner that's fast. He's not he's not like Janarian and super shifty, but he's got some speed, some vertical speed. And we were it was 3rd and 3, trying to penetrate and get vertical. If not, we were already in field goal range and we'd be fine. Tylen's got to continue to improve. He has developed quite a bit, I think, in the passing game as of late. But the broader scope of everything that goes on and being like a starting quarterback, he's not there yet still, but he's moving that way. He's progressing. Cool. Thank you, guys.